are today with Lila and Joseph Bau. We are very happy to meet you. We already met in Israel. And Slila and Hadassah, you are the product of an extraordinary love story that will be soon made as a movie. And a love story that takes place in the infamous forced labor camp of Plaszow. Let's talk about this love story.
Wow, the story is so big. Our parents met inside Plaszow concentration camp. And our father got dressed as a woman, smuggled himself into the women's camp.
How did they fall in love? Yes,
My-
we need all the details.
Our father was, he studied art 1 year before the war broke out. And he learned the Gothic letters a few months before, like in May 1939, the professor who was teaching them calligraphy is to write letters, he came to the class and said, today I have to teach you something not important. If someone doesn't want, doesn't have to. All the students left except our father, who fell in love with the letters because he said they were so beautiful. They were ancient Gothic letters. And when he and his family they put them in ghetto Krakow, everyone had to work. If someone didn't work, they killed him. And our father didn't find work. So he wrote a sign with Gothic letters, and he wrote the Joseph Bau, graphic artist, and hung it on the window. He always said, I don't know how I got this idea. And the Nazis were looking for someone who knew to write in Gothic letters. He was the only one. So the art saved his life. And thanks to that, he saved in the ghetto hundreds of people. Later it was thousands. So he wrote the Gothic letters. He worked in the German police, and secretly he worked in the Jewish underground, and he forged documents for them, so many Jews could escape from the ghetto. Yeah, those are the Gothic letters.
I see. And he worked in the German police?
Yeah, for the German police, because they needed someone to draw the map of the ghetto. For example, our father didn't know German, and they told him to write all kinds of signs. And always he said, luckily they didn't kill me because I didn't know to write German. But I wrote so nicely that they didn't notice maybe that there were mistakes. And he was like a spy, that he was in the German police and he heard what they were talking. And when he went to the underground, he told them everything what he heard. And he always said, how come they didn't kill me? A miracle. And funny, yeah. And in the underground, after he saved so many Jews, they said to him, Yuzek, why don't you make a certificate for yourself and run away? And our father said, tell me, if I will run away, who will save the others? And stayed till the last day. He could have escaped, but didn't. It was more important for him to save other people. From the ghetto, they transferred him and his family to a Plaszow concentration camp.
What year was that?
I even remember the date. March 15, 1943.
And how old was he?
23? No,
Yeah, he was born in
No, but March, his birthday was in June, so it was like 3 months before. Yeah. And they transferred them to Plaszow concentration camp. And there also they knew that our father is an artist, and they took him to work in the commandant's office. And he drew the maps. And I don't know if you know that Plaszow today, nothing is left from the camp. The Nazis tore down the whole camp. We went there, you see just nothing, bushes and trees, and people are walking there. They don't even know there was a concentration camp. And the only proof there was a camp is the drawing that our father drew in the camp, this one. And today, thanks to this map, they want to build a museum there. And when my father drew the map, the commandant told him, I want you to make a blueprint out of this map. Now, what is a blueprint? It's a copy. How did they make copies in those days? In Hebrew, by the way, and in Polish, they call it sun print. So why? There was a frame like this, a wooden frame. Here they put the drawing. Underneath, they put a special paper that was sensitive to sun, to the light of the sun. So they put the paper here, the drawing here, and they put it outside like this. And the sun made the copy, and then they had to take this paper down and put it in ammonia to develop it. When he told our father that he wants him to make a blueprint or a sun print, our father looked out the window and didn't see sun. And with a lot of fear, he said, but there is no sun today. Today I can't. Maybe tomorrow. I want the copy now. You have to know. Or a copy or a bullet in your head. So our father had to. So he put the drawing, the paper, and he went outside and waited. Waited and waited, but the sun didn't come out. He didn't know what to do. He aimed it at the sky, praying for the sun to come out. Please, please come for 1 minute. Didn't come out. All of a sudden, a young, beautiful woman, dressed like him in striped uniform, saw him standing like this. She came and said, excuse me, what are you doing? Do you need any help? And he looked at her and said, do you know I'm waiting for the sun, but the sun doesn't want to come out. Maybe you can substitute her place for me? And he aimed the frame like this at her. So she blushed, laughed, and walked away. Our father said, the sun didn't come out. He will kill me. He went into the office, took the paper down, put in the chemical, and a miracle, it came out. He said, wow, so she was my son. And on the next day, he wanted to thank her. But he didn't have what to give her, as thank you. So he knew that under the watchtower, in the end of the camp, there were flowers growing. He risked his life very much. He went there, he picked some flowers, and went like this with the flowers to the office where she worked. An engineer saw him, jumped and said, Joseph, you are not normal. The commandant is sitting here, room beside us. If he sees you with the flowers, he will kill you. Took the flowers and threw it to the garbage and said, you go out immediately, that no one will see you. So our father left. A few days later, while he was standing to get his daily soup, all of a sudden, he saw his son. Hi, he said to her. So she came and said that after the commandant left, the engineer found the wilted flowers in the garbage, gave them to her and said, you have to know that Joseph Bau gave it to you as thank you, and listen to me. He's a very good guy. And they are excited and they want to hug and they want to kiss. But a man and a woman were not allowed to touch each other. If they did, they killed them on the spot. So they decided to meet in a secret place. And one day our father told her, do you know what? Let's get married. She said, marriage in a concentration camp? You're probably crazy. Tell me, he said, who promises us that tomorrow we will be alive? You are right. And they decided to get married. So our father didn't eat his daily bread, but tiny piece of bread that he got for a few days. And then again, for that he bought from someone a silver teaspoon. And then again he didn't eat his daily bread and gave the teaspoon to a jeweler who secretly made 2 rings. Those rings he gave to his mother, who was together with his bride in the women's camp. And the day they decided to get married, exactly on that day, they took the women outside the camp to work hard labor. Terrible labor, but terrible. Most of the women died there. And when they returned late at night, they entered the camp. They had to cross through the men's barracks and then go to the women's camp. When they crossed where the men were sleeping, the Nazis turned off all the lights so there won't be any contact between men and a woman. The women who returned alive, if they knew someone in the men's barracks, they wanted to let them know, I'm alive. How do you think they gave a sign?
How?
They used to whistle. So the young bride whistled like that. And our father answered. And she whistled and he answered, and she whistled and he answered, till he found her in the dark. In his pocket, he had a white kerchief, like the women, put on his head, stood between his mom and his bride, and like this they smuggled him into the women's camp. They came to her barrack. He put on her the ring, said like in a Jewish wedding, הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעת זו, כדת משה וישראל. And his mother was like a rabbi. And this was the wedding. And the wedding they show in the movie Schindler's List. This is the book in Spanish, El Pintor de Cracovia.
Yes.
In English, it's called Dear God, Have You Ever Gone Hungry? And in Hebrew, it's called something else. Now we are working on the book in Russian and in Arabic.
Wow.
Because we think it's very important that the Arab world will know about the Holocaust.
And how did he manage to get out of the camp? How
Wow.
did he manage to save himself together with his wife and get to Israel?
So our mom She was a nurse. She wanted to be a doctor, but they didn't allow Jews to study medicine before the war. So she was a nurse and a cosmetician, and she knew manicure and pedicure, and she saved a lot of people. And many ways. And the commandant saw that he heard that she's doing manicure and pedicure so good. He ordered her to come to his house at night after she worked all day hard labor to give him manicure. She didn't want, so they forced her and they pulled her by the hair, and she had to do it. And he placed a gun under her elbow, and she knew that. Pardon?
What did he place?
A gun.
A gun.
Under her elbow, and she asked him, "Why is the gun? I can't work like this." He said, "If you just scratch me, I'm going to kill you on the spot." And she knew 9 languages. She also knew German, and she understood what he was planning, what he's going to do, and who is going to kill. So when she returned to her barrack, she told her friends, and this way she saved a lot of people. And he started suspecting who is telling everything. It must be only Rebecca. And he punished her in a very bad way, and she was sick all her life. And she said because of the Holocaust.
What did he do to her?
They beat her up with whips, and she said her whole back was torn and blood, just blood. And then they dug a hole in the ground and they filled it with frozen mud. It was winter. And she had to stand there for a few days naked with her legs open, like in ice. And she was sure she will die. She didn't die, but she was very sick. And then she was happy that he won't call her anymore. But afterwards, he called her again. And she heard that they are making a list who will be transferred to Oskar Schindler's camp. So she went to one of the men who did the list. She knew him. And she told him, "You know, you owe me because I saved your mother." "You are right," she told me. And he wrote our mom's name on the list, Schindler's list. She said, "Listen, I'm not afraid. I know I will survive. Please save my husband." So, and you know, they only knew each other for a few months. It wasn't love of many years. And she wanted to save him. And they sent our mom to Auschwitz and our father to Schindler's camp. And she didn't tell him, she didn't want to tell him that she did it. She wrote diaries secretly. We found after she passed away, and she wrote in the diaries, "One day when my diaries will be found, so everyone will know who saved my Yuji." That's how she called our father. And but when they celebrated their 50th anniversary, the movie Schindler's List came out in Israel exactly on the same day. Unbelievable. Spielberg didn't even know. And a journalist from New York came to interview my parents, and she asked our father, "Tell me, how did you get on Schindler's List?" Because he didn't work in his factory in Plaszow. I don't know, he said. Maybe Schindler needed a graphic artist. And our mom just went like this. And the journalist saw, and she said, Mrs. Bau, why are you smiling? And she said, so? And our mom said, so our father looked at her and said, first he was shocked, but then he said, why did you do it? Why did you save me? I was supposed to go to Auschwitz. And why didn't you tell me? She said, I didn't want you to feel that you owe me anything because I did it from love. And the love between them was like this till the last second. Unbelievable love. Yeah. And then when the war ended, they found each other and they returned to Krakow because they wanted to look for a family they didn't find. And our father wanted to finish the University of Art, and in 1950 they immigrated to Israel.
Wow, amazing. Amazing story. Amazing. And then in Israel, he became a humorist and the first creator of short animated stories in Israel. So
Yeah, he was the first animator.
yes, how is it that a person that suffered so much keeps his sense of humor?
But even in the Holocaust, he was telling jokes. He all the time told jokes. He actually kept people alive by telling them jokes and making them happy. He knew already then that laughter and being optimistic helps surviving. He saved thousands of people. He was the right hand of Oskar Schindler. We only found out lately that Oskar Schindler was able to save the 1,200 Jews thanks to our father. But he was always like this, all his life. He was telling jokes. He wrote a book of jokes. Many of his jokes are already on the internet. No one knows that Joseph Bau invented them.
Wow, amazing. And he also worked for the Mossad.
Yeah, we found out after he passed away. And when he came to Israel, he didn't know Hebrew, and he was teaching himself Hebrew. He wrote a book about his research of the Hebrew language, also in a humoristic way. And he found a lot of humor and logic in the Hebrew language. He had an exhibition about the Hebrew language in the Knesset, you know, the Israeli parliament. And there were Shimon Peres, who was our president, and Ruby Rivlin, who was our president, and many Knesset members. And they were talking about our father. And we are used to that no one knew him. Not no one, like the people in the industry knew. And I told Hadassah like this, tell me, from where do they know him? From where do they know him? And then someone got up and said, I'll tell you something even the daughters don't know. Joseph Bau was the main graphic artist of the Mossad, and he's the one who forged documents for the spies. Eli Cohen, our spy that was caught in Syria. Adolf Eichmann that was caught in Argentina, the Nazi. The whole team that went to catch him. He made for them all the papers, and we didn't know. And I said, our daddy? Like I couldn't believe. It took us a while, but then ex-spies were coming to us and they told us, and our father lived a double life and we didn't know. And he didn't sign his name. He had a logo. I don't know if you can see.
Yes, like a swan.
Right? And it looks like a swan, but actually, when you turn it on its side,
Yes.
it says Bau. Yeah, it says,
Yes, it says Bau, yes.
but no one knew what it meant. And it was because he worked in the Mossad. He wrote the titles to all the Israeli movies. He designed the fonts to all the Israeli movies.
In the beginning, in the movies, he did all the animation. And later, when the TV began, so he did also all the animation, movies animation, and also for all the Israeli movies, all the titles and everything. He was the center of all the movies in Israel.
Wow. And he was so humble, I think he didn't like to appear like he is.
Nothing. He was secret man. For Israel, he did it. Believe us that if he was in another country, he would write B-A-U, Bau, very big. In Israel, and he was advertisement man. He knew how the name is important in art. He didn't say Bau, B-A-U.
But before he came to Israel, he was in Poland, and he was the biggest caricaturist in Poland. But on each caricature, he signed B-A-U, big.
Very big.
And in Israel, nothing.
What did he feel about Israel?
For him, Israel, this was big, but the biggest miracle that can be. After 2,000 years, Israel began again a baby, and for him, Israel was. He said, "How come we are in Israel and all the generation before us that they wanted so much to come back and they can't come, and we have it." And always he asked our mom, "Really, we are in Israel? This is not a dream?" For him, like his baby, really.
Like this baby.
And our mom too. They too, many families out there, the husband wanted to be in Israel, the wife didn't want, or the opposite. Our parents together left Israel. Oh, big life.
Wow.
And also they, always they said, we are miracle. All our father family was murdered, and all our mom family was murdered. They alone. They came to Israel, our father and our mom alone. No Hebrew, no money, no family, alone. And they began from the beginning of the beginning.
But a lot of talent. A lot of talent.
Wow. He built all the equipment to make animation. He built the smallest movie theater.
He built it himself.
Yeah.
Alone from parts that he found in the street.
Yeah. He built a movie theater. He built a movie projector. He took an engine from a sewing machine and all kinds of parts, and he built a movie projector. And the directors came to him, and the actors, and they loved coming to him. There were 2 movie studios in Israel then, and it was Joseph Bau Studios, but everyone loved coming to him.
this is so small, you know, studios are big, and they love to come to our daddy because he prepared for them sandwiches and coffee, and he told them jokes that he created, and they were like, all the artists, we never heard somebody like hate somebody, or, you know, always this was like one, all the artists, and unbelievable, really, with big love and sense of humor.
Tell us one of the jokes of your dad.
One woman was looking for a dress to a very special event. And she went to all the stores and she couldn't find. And then she went to one store and she found the dress that she was looking for, as if they sewed it for her. She was so happy. How much do I have to pay? $2,000. What? It's a lot of money. This is the price. Can I get it for less? No. But she wanted the dress. So she looked at the man, the salesman, and said, you know, maybe I can give you something that nature gave to me. And they went into the fitting room and they did what they did. And they came out and he gave her the dress. She's so happy, she's going home. In the evening, a friend came to see her. She put on the dress. She said, no, what do you say about my dress? Wow, beautiful. How much did you pay? $2,000. What? They screwed you. What, can you tell? Can you tell?
That's a good one.
And you need to understand that every joke first he told our mom.
Yes.
Our mom, and if she was laughing, so he waited, that all, and then he erased the joke. But when she was laughing like 5 minutes, let's laugh all together. Okay, this will be in my book of my jokes. And he had paintings, unbelievable, in Hebrew. Actually, we have the book translated to Spanish.
And you see, and he not only wrote the jokes, he also painted jokes.
And can we get it on Amazon or something like that?
No, we never published it in Spanish, just in Hebrew.
And I remember when I went to the museum, seeing the projection machine, the projector, I saw everything your dad made with his hands, and he had a really amazing sense of humor. So what's happened to the museum?
But first of all, we want to say that 3 years ago, our parents received
the certificate of Jews who saved Jews.
Okay.
And
Jews that saved Jews by Bnei Brit International. And now, like months ago, we received from TripAdvisor.
But on you heard about TripAdvisor, right?
Yes, of course, yes.
So 8 years, we are attraction number 1 in Tel Aviv.
Wow.
2 years ago, they send us a certificate.
We will send you that. You can add,
that we are chosen among the 10% of the most recommended attractions worldwide. And this year, a month ago, we got a letter that they chose us in the top 1% of all the attractions worldwide. And They gave us a beautiful certificate and also
A trophy?
yeah, a trophy that it says Joseph Bauhaus, the best of the best. And we are so happy.
With TripAdvisor is written. We will, נשלח לך.
את התמונה.
Yeah. And we are very excited, but the problem is that the building where the museum is, the museum is called Joseph Bauhaus Museum, and the problem is that the building is going to be torn down because in Israel, I don't know if you know, everywhere now they are building new buildings, they are tearing down the old buildings. And we asked that maybe we can stay because this is such an important museum. It's the only museum in the world that combines, it's from Holocaust to resurrection to Israel. It's the only museum that is a movie theater. It's the only museum that has all the equipment for animation.
And also theater that we perform.
Yeah.
Our father did everything.
And we perform and groups are coming. And also, he researched the Hebrew language like we showed you. And we are the only museum for the Hebrew language. It's a very, very unique, here, this is the book, Brit Milah, Covenant with the Hebrew language. And he found a lot of humor and a lot of logic in the Hebrew language. It's a very interesting book. And each book with a painting. And they are going to tear it down.
I remember it was the smallest museum in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One of the small.
Yeah. It's that's why we don't get
How much does it?
50 square meters.
50 square meter, yes. And there you have a theater and the projection room and the story and the exhibition.
And the
cinema theater.
Yeah, like everything in one little place.
And our father multi-talented. And how he did it. Who could make something like this?
And groups are coming, and we tell the story, and we show the movies, and it's very, very
moving.
Right now, yeah, very moving. But now we are very sad because we thought that maybe they will leave us there, but they said no, and we now we understand we have to look for another place, and we don't have money.
And that's what our parents wanted. And they taught us this all our years. Make the world happy. Even all was so terrible and the world didn't do anything for the Jews to save them. So they said to them, make all the world happy. And we have a photo that our mom, she was laughing and she said, our father photo me. I want all world that we laugh with me. Yeah.
I didn't.
Joseph and Rebecca Bau, be happy now. This is one sentence. Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Yes, of course. And now this story is going to be in a film. Tell us a little bit about this, about the film.
It will come out.
About the movie, yes.
Yeah, by the end of the year. When they are working on it, they didn't finish. They will finish till the end of December.
The movie is about the story of your parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
People that them, nothing was important more than people. They loved so much people. And all our father paintings are people. And one thing that they love, to help to everyone. And they jump day and night to help, never took money. We saw it, we are witnesses all the time.
But
And
who is doing the movie?
it's a company of, like, it's not a known company, but it's a company, and they are making, yeah, and behind them is Paramount, that it will, I don't understand exactly how they do it, but Paramount is standing behind them. Yeah. And we are waiting. We hope it will come out early next.
Who is the director?
I'm sorry, I don't remember. Wait, I can look once.
But I want to tell you something unbelievable, that next year, 13 or 14 in February, this will be 80 years that our parents got married in the concentration camp. And we hope very much that this day the movie will come for all world, that all the world will see the couple, Joseph and Rebecca Bau, the most romantic ever.
Of course, it's a story that should be taken to the big screen, because it is an exceptional story. It's
And I want to add something. Our father wrote in his book, before he finished the book, because he wrote everything in his book. We tell you a little bit from the book, and so he said, this will receive Oscars, 10 Oscars, not one.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Were you consulted for the movie?
Oh, everything. Yeah. We were
interviewed you.
Yeah, it's all based on what we told them. And wait, I'll tell you exactly
what our parents told us. And we told.
The producer, her name is Dvora Shmerechnik, and she also wrote the script. And wait, and the director is Sean McNamara, and the other producers are Iron Image, and it's called Bau, Artist at War. This is the name of the movie.
Artist
at War.
Wow, this is amazing. And maybe this movie will save the museum, don't you think?
We hope.
We hope.
Actually, this was the producer, Debbie. We call her Debbie, but Dvora, not Dvora. She heard our story, and she decided to make a movie. And she's a very, very special lady.
Very, very good.
And this was in the back of her mind that it should save our place.
Yeah.
And we hope it will save. We hope that it will bring it will show the world also. Not that we hope, we know. To show how a couple saved so many people. Our father didn't know that our mom saved. And our mom didn't know that our father saved. Each one in his own way.
And the two didn't tell us. We didn't know anything. Always, we know Polish. So always our parents told us, we are special family. We speak Polish, and this is not secret language. We talk with you. We are one. We didn't know, so we didn't know so many things.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us.
But they didn't tell us because they were humble. And you know, one time someone made a movie, filmed our father in the studio, and the director said to us, "Do you know that your father is genius?" So I said to our father, "Daddy, did you hear what they say, that you are genius?" "No, I'm just a simple artist." That's how humble he was. It's unbelievable. And he was multi-talented. He did so many things. That's how he saw himself. And that's also in the Holocaust. He and our mom didn't tell. Our mom wrote diaries.
Ah, right.
And in the diaries she wrote.
Maybe to Spanish now to translate.
She wrote how she saved people.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, here I'll show you the book in Hebrew. Hold it in
בשם אלוהים.
נכון, נכון.
Pretty, oh, and good.
Yeah, maybe this book should be also in Spanish.
Yeah.
But we need a Spanish translator.
Right.
Yeah.
We want also our father poems. לא, לא חשוב. We have that he wrote in the concentration camp, and we want to translate into Spanish the poems.
First into English.
But somebody that
He was also a poet?
Yeah, our father? He was a
Yes.
very big poet. Very big poet.
Yeah, very big.
And a writer and a publisher.
Wow, and what is the most important lesson he left you?
To be happy.
To be happy.
Make the world happy.
He taught Adassa from an early age to write words and music. She writes songs and music.
And we sing. And he taught me how to sing and to make moves. And he said, if your songs are good, you know when you will know? When everyone will laugh. If they won't laugh, they are nothing.
And to use Slila?
And he taught me to tell jokes.
When she was 4.
And I said, Daddy, but I don't know how to tell jokes.
4.
That's okay. He put me on the chair and said, tell what I tell. If people laugh, you know it's good. That's how he taught us.
So we all the time wait when we perform and everything to hear the people laughing. Then we know that it was great.
We know that the sons of Holocaust survivors have very difficult lives. What about you?
So I moved to Canada in 1976 with my husband. And one day someone called me and said, listen, I heard that your parents are survivors. I said, yeah, like both of them. And I'm doing my master degree, and my thesis is about second generation. I said, what is second generation? I never heard it before. That the second generation of Holocaust survivors, they have a lot of traumas. I said, trauma? Yeah, that they are very sad. The parents didn't talk at home. They didn't laugh. They had to finish all the food.
Some kill themselves.
That what?
Someone that killed them.
Sure, many did suicide. Yeah. Our parents suicide? They love the life. Unbelievable.
So she told me all those things. They don't trust people. They don't have friends. The house is dark. Many things. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And she came to interview me. And in the end, she said, listen, you don't fit my thesis. I can't write about you. Because
But why? Sometimes there is an
I
exception.
write, what?
Sometimes there is an exception to the rule.
Oh, wait.
She
So
should write. She should
okay.
write. And there is an exception.
Very nice. So she,
It's not that you should fit the thesis. The thesis should fit the reality.
but exactly what you say happened. She said after a few months, she said, listen, I couldn't ignore your case. And I added you in the end, and I said, this is exceptional. And she wrote about me. So then when she got it back, her professor wrote a very good thesis, and he gave her a very good high mark. But he wrote, the last case was the most important. Interesting. This is what you should have written about. Exactly what you can be a professor. Yeah. So and we went to meetings of second generation, and we didn't fit because we are different. Then I won't say that all of them, but the ones we met, you are right, our house was different. We didn't feel something that they were Holocaust. We didn't feel like they told us every day stories.
Even very close friends to our father. So the children said, they didn't tell us anything. What? Our parents told every day, and in the end, the new joke, and we were laughing. But very clever people, how they knew how to teach us that we can continue with love, we can continue with sense of humor, with laughter. This is only everything. And they said, I allowed you to tell everything and to laugh.
Yes, because
No, we couldn't.
And our house was full of people.
Always.
Our mom was a cosmetologist, yeah. And all day there were people coming to her. And we lived in such a small house that you can't believe. And sometimes we told our parents, why don't you buy a bigger apartment? What, if we'll have a bigger place, we'll be happier? We are happy.
If we have more 10 rooms, we will be more happy. You know, the kitchen was like something so small that you won't believe. But this was unbelievable. We don't have photos from the small house, but this was.
And all the friends used to, the house was full because there was such a good atmosphere in the house. Yeah.
of course.
Most of the women, they were alone in the house, you know.
No, even with families, but they didn't talk.
Yeah, even with families, but nothing. And not only that, our father wrote a book. You know what hero it is? He was twice in the hospital because he wrote the book.
Because I heard about people that they cannot eat because they feel they are there is a problem. They cannot throw things away. I heard about a lot of problems that people of the second generation have. They don't feel they deserve.
Yeah.
They don't feel they deserve money, or they don't feel they deserve happiness. You know.
Yeah.
And we, our parents taught us, and we tell to all the world, be happy now. Joseph and Rebecca Bau. And this is the motto of them. Yeah.
Be
This is
happy
so
now.
Joseph and Rebecca Bau. And we have a song for that too.
You want to hear
Have
the
a song?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a note.
Maybe we will sing to you because we were in church now, and we will sing the song.
We
Sing
sing
the
it.
song. Sing the song.
You want to hear?
Yes.
Okay. You want to put the music? Okay. Happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, wow, wow. How, wow, wow, meow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, wow, wow. How, wow, wow, meow. Joseph and Rebecca Bau always said be happy now. Joseph and Rebecca Bau always said be happy now. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, 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 meow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, wow, meow. If you want to be relaxed, make a lot of sex, sex, sex. If you want to be relaxed, make a lot of sex, sex, sex. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, 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 meow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, wow, wow. How, wow, wow, meow. Never be too busy, busy. Take it easy, easy, easy. Never be too busy, busy. Take it easy, easy, easy. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, 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 meow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, 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 meow. Joseph and Rebecca Bau, they were laughing. Wow, wow, wow. Joseph and Rebecca Bau, they were laughing. Wow, wow, wow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, 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 meow. Be happy now. Do you know how? How, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, meow. How, wow, 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 wow. How, wow, wow, meow. How, wow, 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 wow. Joseph and Rebecca Bau.
Wow, a great person, a great human being, a great artist, a great hero of Israel.
Right.
And
So,
our mom too, really.
your mom also. So thank you so much for this interview.
Wow,
And
thank you.